What's up, guys? We're going to do a full build video today. This one is going to be a chocolate chip round duffel with night vision camo on the inside. This is going to go up for sale this evening to our Patreon members first. They will get first dibs, and then it will go to YouTube members after that. I don't know when you'll see this video, but if you want one of these, and this one is already sold, hit us up. We'll do one. I've been doing live videos every weekend, live content for 5, 6, 8 hours through the weekend. And that's kind of when I'm building those one-off things. So if you want one, you can hit me up on Instagram just through direct messages or however you communicate with me. Instagram's probably the best. I actually see those if I see them. So we'll get started here. I'm just going to trace this pattern out here. Should have ran it the other direction actually, so it's better for the material. Better for the use of the material. I don't know who cut into this last time, but boy, is it crooked.
What is it?
Huh?
The pattern?
Yeah, it's just jagged. You see how I have it shifted on the table to make it level down here? Once you figure out your dimensions, a round duffel bag, I mean, you can complicate it a lot, but a round duffel bag is a rectangle and 2 circles. And once you figure the dimensions out perfectly for one, it's very easy to expand it or contract it. Now, let's go ahead and cut this. And we'll grab that other roll and get that big body piece. That big booty Latina.
Torta?
Tortas? Torta hunter? What up, big dog? Isn't that your entire feed is like torta hunters? That and midgets. Did you see the midget one I sent you yesterday?
Yeah.
Is midget hate speech now? You're not allowed to say midget?
That's been a long time.
Huh?
That's been a long time.
Nah, that's bullshit. Hate speech is a figment of some dipshit's imagination. Going to do orange in here when I first started thinking about this, but I think this is appropriate. A lot of guys will get X-Pack and want to see the X-Pack. This is how I'm building this one. Somebody will love it, and there'll be another guy that's like, I wish it had this. Well, we can do that for you, just not this one. These do take a lot of material. So if you look up advantages of X-Pack over Cordura, the internet will tell you that it's lighter, it's 100% waterproof, durability, but then in the same paragraph it'll tell you that Cordura has super abrasion resistance and has great durability. So I've always heard that X-Pack was supposed to be very strong because of the laminate and the X-Grid. But it was supposed to be weight saving. This is not of any weight saving. This X-Pack is much heavier than our 1000 denier Cordura. I suspect, I don't know a lot about X-Pack, But I suspect there are different weights of it, the film, you know, that's on there. But it almost feels like, if you've never felt it, you can see on the back it's very shiny. I don't know what to compare it. It just feels like rubbery plastic, kind of. As rubbery and plastic, do those even go together? But you know what I mean. I did just mark this, right? I don't see a single damn mark on this thing.
It's easier on the back with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your line up.
Yeah, I see it too. It's just,
Hard to see.
that's a brand new Sharpie too.
Oh, look at some of that under night vision. It's so cool.
What's it supposed to do?
It doesn't do shit anymore. When we had
Get ones and shit.
old generation 25 years ago, you know, which still was much advanced over the original like PVS 4s and 2s and 5s and stuff, but this was, it would break the picture up. So if you were wearing night parka, you wouldn't see really the silhouette because the night vision was so shitty and grainy, it would break it up.
This stuff's just too good nowadays.
It's much better. And night vision is like LED flashlight bulbs and battery, you know, technology. It changes every 90 days. It's just whether you can afford to keep up with it or not. You almost have to chomp at this. It doesn't really want to slide through there as well. That laminate on there really sticks to the blade. It grabs. By the skin of your teeth. Don't suck your teeth at me, man. Oh, it's super shifty. It does not want, it does not, it grabs metal in your skin, but it does not grab the other backing. And this stuff has like a weird coating on it too.
It's very different.
Man, down here, just push that roll towards me.
Crinkly.
Yeah, crinkly, like acetate almost.
They starch the shit out of it.
Do we have Coyote zipper in there?
I don't know.
See if you can find me.
I'd have to do that.
Yeah, Coyote zipper and some zipper pulls if she's got them. Yeah. They just never made their way out here. We've not brought any out here. These scissors are big enough I can put all three of my fingers in here. Normally I've only got two, so it's like rubbing. Push that towards me. We'll clear the table here. Man, this shit, yeah, it's just not. So are we building a wall rack for rolls? Is that what we're doing?
Probably do.
You guys can't see it, but we've moved the podcast, what do we call that? Podcast set?
Yeah.
All the way down. And then we have machines we're bringing in here later today, some more machines, sewing machines. So we're going to sew this and get this wrapped up, and then we're going to finish that up. I got a few more cuts still. You got a roll of it?
I have some.
Cool. Just set it right there. What do we need here? Something over there.
So what do you think about people that eat?
Maybe we need a little.
There they are. I knew I saw it.
Maybe we need a little sustenance.
What are those?
They're gummy bears. SOE gummy bears. They're the best. So we have them made in the United States, and the cool thing is, when we order these are not sitting in a warehouse. They actually make them. We should go there and see what the gummy bear making machine looks like. I picture a big industrial line. It's probably a dude with like a fucking gummy bear 3D printer or something, printing them one at a time.
Injection molding press.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Does like 1,000 at a time or something.
All right, let's start this. I think I've only sewed X-Pack once. This might be if you're not used, it is slippery. It is super slippery. This might be a good case for like double-sided tape. I see guys do that. I guess I need some power on this machine. Double-sided tape. I've never done that. Or for clips, spring clips. You could even staple this shit together. I'd seen London Bridge had hired a bunch of, man, this is fucking really shifting. I think that happened last time too. They hired a bunch of like wounded veterans, missing limbs and stuff, and they were creating work for them. So they had all these cubicles at London Bridge years, not long ago, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. No, it's probably 10. And they were just stapling gear together. They would hot glue the PALS webbing on, and they would staple gear. And I thought, oh, that would probably help. We had a sewer that was capable but slow a lot of times. So I started having the guys staple the combat cocks. We would just put the combs, because typically we take the felt and the two pieces of comb and sew them, and then they go between two pieces of material and get sewn. So we were just taking them all and stapling them, and then she could just sew across without having all the extra steps. And she finally was like, hey, I can do this just as fast without you guys stapling it. I'm like, cool. We're doing this because you don't do it just as fast. And from that day, it picked up. So we have stapled gear together, which you have to go back and pull the staple out afterwards. But double-sided tape would probably be a good use on this. I see a lot of guys that do leather work that double-side tape shit. And I always look at that and go, man, you guys spend more time prepping all this stuff than actually sewing it. And on this, I'm just kind of fighting the weight. But if I had a table in front of me, a run-out table, that would probably prevent a lot of that. What did we build out of? What did we build out of X-Pack? A covert pack or a day pack or something?
Yeah.
Have we sewn X-Pack on a video?
That's what we did.
We made a covert pack? Now guys like the X-Pac because of the water resistance to it, but keep in mind every place you have a needle strike, you have now punched through. I don't know if it's I would guess it's somewhat self-healing, so that might take care of some of that, but let's, now that we have this, let's look and make our marks where we're gonna put that Velcro, and then off the Velcro we can go for the handles. What were you saying about, I have all these screws here. What were you saying about somebody that eats glass?
I was asking you, do you think you could eat glass?
Fuck no. No. Why would somebody even try? How do you figure that out?
I don't know. Circus people, man.
You think they actually pass it through them? Or do you think it's some kind of circus trick?
I don't know. It could either be sugar.
The glass could be sugar?
Yeah. Or it could be that they chew it up so finely it doesn't matter. I don't know. Find out, Cody.
7.
Secret behind glass chewing.
You think it's fake?
I have no idea. I'm gonna Google can you eat glass?
What happens when you eat glass? I always heard if you even like crushed up, I thought assassins killed people by crushing fine glass dust and putting it in people's drinks. I thought that, because it's supposed to cut up your intestines and
Yeah.
cut you up from the inside, you know? Okay, somewhere I thought we had some night vision camo Velcro, but I did not find any of it. So on this, we are going to put Coyote Velcro on here. I have this black edge tape right here in this edge taper, and I'm like, oh, we'll just edge this inside. And I'm like having this conversation that, well, it's inside, it'll be fine. No, it looks like shit, it's black. But then I remember American Body Armor ABA. They used to make these cool vests when I was a kid, and I always looked at them in the catalog when I go to the surplus store. And all of their chocolate chip gear had black webbing and Velcro on it. And then when you fast forward, all of my gear back in the 90s also had fucking black webbing on it. Green would have looked better. I don't know why I didn't I didn't have it, that's why. All I had was black. We didn't have green till early 2000s. While we're here, we will go ahead and zip this second line here. What are you doing this weekend?
Betters.
Still?
Yep.
Thought you had a Mexican dude come and do this.
He's supposed to be here Sunday.
Does he say Vato? Does he say Vato and Ese and Simon?
Yeah, he's a big dog.
He's big. What up, big dog? You talk to him in Spanish? You're like, hey, what's up, big dog?
My brain has to constantly tell me not to try. So,
Don't you just do it when you're around for more than like 5 minutes?
yeah, I think.
It's like when you go to Texas, you come back talking Texas. Or when you go to like Virginia or West Virginia, you come back and you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to have sex with my relatives. That's West Virginia, right? Not just Virginia.
Definitely more West Virginia.
Hills have eyes. Coal mine edition.
Yeah. Boone County.
Huh?
Boone County.
What was that? The Wild and Wonderful. Wasn't there a TV show? What was that family? I can't remember it either. That's where Tyler was actually from.
Yeah, that's Boone County.
We were fucking with him, but he actually was from Boone
The
County.
Whites.
The Whites,
Yeah,
the Wild and
Jessica
World.
White's family.
Who's Jessica White?
Jesco.
Jesco.
Is the son of Jesco also, and he was like the world's best tap dancer of all time.
Got it. Tap dancer.
That's their dad.
What's
That's their grandpa? And then Jesco White was the dancing outlaw.
What's the we have a kid that's like a world famous fiddle player, right from Holiday, and they have this fiddling competition once a year, and people come from all over the United States for it. And I think it's called buckboard dancing or buck dancing. They have a sheet of plywood and they just like, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
tap dancing
yeah.
without taps, kind of.
Yeah, that's what the Whites did. That's what they were famous for. He was on like every TV show you could ever think of, everything.
Like when TV was black and white.
Yeah. And he taught his son everything he knew.
But then the kids became
The kid
fucking
became
pillheads.
crazy, and that's why he was a tap dancing outlaw.
Made money like for his area, but not for like the real world.
Probably like Mammy, the mom, probably makes more money than all of them.
Mammy,
Yeah, she goes on tour and stuff.
still?
Yeah, you'll see her at all kinds of like concerts with other people.
Does she sing or something? Or
Yeah, she just comes and hangs out, and you pay money to take a picture with her.
does she look inbred? Like,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge, and very crazy.
Looks good. That green or Ranger green on this looks okay. Now last week I showed you guys how to put the zipper in between the two, inside out. This I'm just putting on the edge like I do a normal zipper. Outcome is the same, except for the unfinished edge, which you'd be hard pressed to find on this, especially the laminate. You're not gonna see anything come off of that. When I did a live video sewing a sea bag canvas tool bag, I did that Wednesday maybe. I don't remember what day I did that, but I built it. It's orange. Actually, it's right here. It's got the orange on the inside of it. Now this canvas was fraying a lot, so I actually took where I had sewed the zipper on and I edge taped it first, that raw edge, and then put the zipper on with the flip, and you don't see it at all. And then the whole edge inside, because of the canvas, we edge taped the whole bag. This bag's actually available. I have not put it up for sale anywhere yet, but that one's actually not spoken for. I'm caught there, huh? Yeah. There we go. If you watched the video last week compared to this video, you will see how much less of a fight that is doing it this way, where they're just already together and you just fold it over. There's not really an advantage to the other way. It's just another way. All right, I need those. No, let's go ahead and put that Velcro on there. There's always a question of what we were going to put on here. Originally I said we'll put black, and Cody said, well, we should just do coyote because it's desert. But the black contrast is kind of what I was after. But we ended up going with Ranger green webbing. And then I'm just going to put the coyote on here. I thought I had some night vision camo Velcro. We can't locate it. It might be in the old building next door. Let's go ahead and measure that though. Make sure we don't have any cant or shift on this. Right at 6. So when you're doing your fold over and you need to allot for how much folds over, it's 1 inch. So you have 1 inch folded under here, 1 inch folded under here. So if this was 22, this is now 20. Why does that math matter? Most of the time it doesn't. But if you're going to do an exposed zipper, and I wasn't going to have these zipper lips on here, you need to take 1 inch off of there. And then you would, in that case, you would edge tape that and then sew that on. Or you would fold this in and then, you know, you got to compensate. If you don't know right now, if that doesn't make sense what I'm talking about, ignore it because it doesn't apply to you yet. There are many times when I have built a really nice leather tool bag. More times this has happened than has not happened when building a leather bag because I can't fold the zipper over because I don't have a skiver. A skiver on leather takes and shaves the leather down on the underside so that it's not as thick so you can fold it. And here's an example. This one here, see how the zipper is exposed? Because I cannot fold it and, you know, make it work in this manner right here. So I have to shorten it. So you have to take 1 inch off here and 1 inch here. And when you're doing that, there's 1 inch off of this pattern, here and here. And then the body pattern, you have to take 2 inches off because it attaches here and it's the continuous piece. But I have built these many times and been like, why do I have 4 inches too much on this bag? And then I've ended up cutting it apart and taking the zipper off and cutting it. So when you get to that point, you're going to be like, what was that thing John said? I don't remember. And you're going to do it anyways. But once you do it and you have to take that apart all the way, hopefully it sticks in your head. The X in the Velcro is merely for looks on this Velcro because all you're going to put here is patches and they don't lift and shift, right? If I was putting, you know, a big field of Velcro inside this bag and you were going to put magazines, pistol mags, for instance, it would, you know, bounce back and forth. So you want to, you know, you want to mate it all together. Now, when I do my box X's here, let me change this out and then I'll show you what I'm talking about or about to talk about. You should make us some theme music. This sounds nothing like anything you've ever done.
Okay.
I don't know what that'll be.
You're either looking for Cholo or Limp Bizkit. That's the two
Why?
things you're into.
Why those two? Why can it be Cholo Limp Biscuit?
It can be that. It can be called Big Dog.
Big dog. What up, big dog? All right, let's tie back in here. That does hold really well through that X-Pack. That does not want to let that out of there. Interesting.
So now when you don't make a mistake.
Well, ideally, I mean, don't make a mistake anyways. That's all pinholes in there, you know? So we started here, came around, stopped here. I don't want to just travel here. So I'm going to go ahead and come back across this. Basically, it's going to be bolder on the top and the bottom when I'm done because there's two lines of stitching there. Kind of frames it in that manner, which matters nowhere other than opposing colors. Now I'm going to travel over here. I'm going to lift. Did it hold? It did not. I'm going to come back to that original needle strike there and lock it in. I am sure that turning one way clockwise versus counterclockwise lets that thread unloop on that last stitch if you don't already have it pulling. I don't know what the answer to that is. I'm sure one of you guys will leave in the comments what that correct answer actually is. There, it just let go, so I'm going to reset it and be careful to catch the exact same stitch line. Let's try it this way and see. Did it catch? Yep. Okay, maybe that's the way, whatever that direction was. There we go. Now let's duplicate it again in case you didn't see it the first time. That doesn't seem right. I'm fighting this, going off of this, but really I need to go off of this edge here. It still doesn't look right, but it has to be. Yeah, see, I'm second guessing it. We know this edge is fucking what it all comes off of, but all right. Where in your Velcro do you want to sew? And my answer is just into the fuzz. You don't want to sew on the strip that has no loops on it. You want to sew just into the fuzz is where you want that to be. And I think that's called the selvage or selve edge, maybe. I don't know. I think that's what selvage denim is. The edge is actually, as they're weaving it, it comes back, right? It's continuous. Whereas on normal US denim now, it's just raw, loose fibers on the end. I'm sure that one of you guys knows the answer to that and will educate us on that. Selvage denim pants. I know there's some guys here in the United States that are starting to take delivery of U.S. selvage denim. What's that mill making that stuff? Anybody?
Nope.
The Selvage Denim, the company in the United States that just bought all those mills. They're starting to ship their first shipments. So there's U.S. companies making it, but Ironheart in Japan is very well known for selvage denim. For the last decades, Japan has been the leader in selvage denim. And their pants are like $700. But that's one of those things where, like the original Levi's,
Yeah.
they last 100 years, whereas modern Levi's do not. And I'm sure it's the fibers and what they're doing with it. I can't remember the name of the company. Let me find out, because we should know that.
Brave Star?
Nope. The mill.
Mount Vernon Mills?
Mount Vernon Mills. Mount Vernon. So you guys should all follow Mount Vernon Mills on Instagram. They have a great Instagram page. And it's just cool to see big, old American iron brought back into action. They have a process. They build a denim for the oil field, and their stuff has to be flame resistant. And whatever they apply, whatever the chemical is they put on it, they show them rolling it. It looks like massive paper presses, and they'll run mill to mill to mill to mill. So, and these mills, like, they shake themselves apart. They have to be on special concrete and shit. They literally destroy themselves. They're big, big pieces of equipment. Like, they wouldn't fit in here. I think they're over 20 feet wide. But they run out of one and then into another, but they take it through this bath of stuff, and then they bring it up and they pass it through this flame tower. And when it comes out, it's just steaming. They've like heat processed this shit in there, and it keeps the denim from being able to catch fire. But you'll see that on the Instagram. I know nothing about it other than watching the shorts on Instagram. Are you watching it? Are you looking at it?
Find it on here.
It's there. I haven't looked at their stuff in a week or two, but driving to Nashville or somewhere, I watched a bunch of their stuff back to back. I sent it to you when I was watching it.
Yeah, I remember that one that you sent me. You sent me a couple of that mill.
Yeah, you generally know what I'm thinking and what we're going to talk about, just based off of what I'm watching on social media. That's when I started looking for those mills. Just out of curiosity what the price tag on those was. And the answer is it's almost impossible to get them. If you do get one, they're usually not working, and they're just display pieces in museums and shit. A lot of that stuff's gone offshore. You can buy it offshore, but you got to freight it back in on ship. Okay, there's that. Now we need to know where the center of this is. Everything's on center. Center across, center in half. If you just design everything to be built off center, then you can divide everything, into halves or quarters or whatever you want to do. But let's find center first. So when we clock our circle ends, that's where we're going to put them. And then right here, I'm just going to draw a light line here, so I know how my depth, where my handles are going to go. Just like that. That's how the bag's starting to look. Go ahead and zip these. Now I am sewing in green thread here, so I want to stay close to the edge so that when I close these circles up, I don't have to come way in to cover this stitch line. When I put these on the ends of the bag, cap them. Looks pretty good. This tensioner, no, it does release. I don't know why that's pulling it out of there. It's pulling it out because I don't have a hole in the foot. I have an open foot. There's a hole, but there's also a slot. What's going on here? Why is this pulling so much? Let's put a beefier handle on this. Using the peasant lighters today. When you're burning this thicker web, it works with the small webbing too, but the thicker webbing, because it's so higher off the deck, if you just touch it with that lighter, it really sears that edge and kind of gives it almost like a little ramp. It kind of flattens it out a little. When you're making all your marks, if you have duplicate pieces, like both these handles are the same, make your mark on your first piece, and then you don't have to measure the next piece. You can just transfer the marks you need. So you said you're doing gutters this weekend.
Gutters, more gardening.
When you opening your private park? When you selling Cheekwood 2, selling memberships?
It's getting there.
You want me to come over and build you a little model train?
That would be nice. I told Hannah to go through and make a list of an estimate of all money that's been spent so far.
Is she forthcoming with that? Or
yeah,
does she know?
She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll know.
What do you think that number is?
I want to know. I mean,
Could have bought
I've
a.
spent $2,000 something just on stone already.
No, it's been way fucking more than $2,000.
That's just on the walking stone. That's not on the border stones.
Fuck, he's way over 10.
I'd say so.
He could have bought. I'll bet he could have bought a 20-acre property somewhere. This is just practice.
That's with me doing all the actual digging myself too.
But that's like farm fit though. That's good for you.
Yeah.
That's why you're not a
My
fat boy.
Mexican neighbors just kind of look at me. One of them called me a working gringo.
A working gringo.
Yeah.
Did he offer you a job? Hey,
No,
bro.
he just said, working gringo, and smiled and waved.
You gotta go into the Mexican restaurant around lunchtime with like paint all over you or drywall.
Yeah. They bring us Jello every time we're out there, though.
Jello?
Yeah.
That's-
Their uncle owns a Mexican restaurant out of town.
And
they
Jello's
bring us-
I've never
they
seen.
have, like these really weird gelato, like strawberry gelato stuff and ice cream, different things.
It's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
When's the 700-mile yard sale start?
The 6th.
This coming month,
Yeah, it's
like next weekend.
yes, next weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 6th is on the Thursday. 7th, 8th, and 9th.
So maybe we'll just roll out there Thursday night and then we'll just film next Friday there.
Yeah, that'll be the best day of the yard sale.
Right. Well, we won't have all the traffic of the Saturday either. Remember, we were parking.
Saturday's the worst day.
We were parking like in the median in the freeway last time.
At least Friday, there are still people that have to work. So
That's what I'm saying. But all your real vendors with cool shit are going to be there.
And everybody shows up Thursday, but it's like they're still putting stuff out. Nobody buys anything until Friday or Saturday. So the Saturday, most of the stuff is gone.
You better bring your own porta potties out in them fields, man. They all have. There's a porta potty at every vendor. They can pay the dude that brings the porta potty, but you can't use it. Like that's their own. This is. See, I told you this was fucking crooked. I only see it because I'm sitting on it, right? But that I remember.
I can see it now.
Yeah, you won't see it once it's done. Oh no, you're gonna fucking see that big ass blue mark I just put there. What do I need to come off? 1 inch. We'll get it off of there. You know any crackheads that live around you?
Yeah.
So if we buy some cool shit, we can just rent a U-Haul and have them fucking drive it?
Sure.
Not like real crackheads, but like crackhead-ish.
Yeah, I know some crackhead-ish. Most of the people I know are ish. I mean, I can get you some real authentic ones that you don't want driving.
No, I don't want them to chew the copper out of all the shit we're gonna buy. I want it to show up functional.
I know different crackheads. I know some that you can buy something broken and it'll show up.
Some you can get crack from, some just occasionally use crack.
Yeah.
Gotta have a crackhead. All right. You feel me?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna come. Now this big stuff, we're not gonna actually fold any of this. we have just burned it. Actually, look at this edge on there. See how nice that is? You heat it up and you just touch it with a lighter. It gives you a nice, smooth, glassy edge on there. And I'm gonna come past about a 1/2 inch here, and then the next one will come a 1/2 inch the other way. So we're gonna go ahead and just tack this right here. We're gonna bring this right up this line. I must have made that multicam black purple one for Brandon and just not ever given it to him. Usually I'm like, Brandon will be like, hey, are you making any of those things? I'm like, we always make them. He's like, all right, I'll order one. But sometimes he orders it, sometimes he doesn't. And I always feel like I always owe Brandon money anyways, because he does tattoos, on Amanda and shit. So when he asks for something, we usually we need something to build anyways, usually. But then I'm like, hey, I have this thing. Okay, I'll come get it. When you don't come get it, I'm like, I'm not sending it. You're gonna have to come here and get it. I'm gonna make him come here. Yeah, I'm gonna make him come. You know who'd actually be a good porter is Sky. Sky'd be a good porter. We just get a U-Haul truck and we just take all of our stuff, or usually we buy things and we're like, hey, we'll come pick them up. Come pick them up with the U-Haul truck and then just have him bring the U-Haul truck back. Not crackhead and reliable. No, Sky's been actually very reliable this time around.
Started setting up tents everywhere yesterday.
Yeah. Do you think, is that a company that comes around and sets the tents up? Do you think the vendors own those tents?
Yeah, all.
Because it's a lot of them. Guys, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen this, we have a thing here called the this Highway 70 yard sale, and it's like, I don't know, 100 some miles, right? You have them through New York. There's different states that have these massive garage sales that go through the old farmland and towns and shit, and people every year bring out grandma's old things and grandpa's, and they have big barns on the property that are just sitting with old Massey Fergusons and shit, and they bring all this stuff out. Brandel's is in Crossville, and his runs 690 miles all the way from Tennessee into Ohio, and in his town there's a large group of them. You could spend an entire day and not see all of them. There's just massive, massive fields with giant circus tents. And then in between the circus tents, it's like Bartertown, from Mad Max. And there's dudes out there selling anything you could possibly think of. And there's guys that specialize in different things. And then you go 1 minute, you get in your car, go 1 minute up the road, and there's another field. And then we drove, after we saw most of them, we drove out of town, a little more rural, and there's a huge valley out there, and there's hundreds of these tents. And there's people that have, I don't know what their draw is. I think their major draw is just this one event, but they've got little coffee shops and mercantile shops and literally stores from the 1800s that are still there. And I guess they probably only open during big events that draw a crowd like this, but it's very neat. A lot of neat, true antiques and Americana and farm life kind of stuff. A lot of cool rusty shit, but a lot of it still works. There's guys that have fully refurbished it. As always, I am only held back by the availability of funds.
It is crazy how much guns that are actually being sold
there. Yeah, there's guys out there, but there's also real FFL guys,
Usually that army tent area crazy. Thing.
Yeah, we bought something. I don't remember what it was. Alice packs. We bought Alice packs out there. Did we go last year or the year before? I think we went last year.
Yeah, I think you went last year.
I always want to connect this while I'm here, but it's actually simpler to just go the other way and not have those big pieces flapping around. There's still a thread under here somewhere. Guys start sewing and they think when they're doing this they need a long arm machine, right? You just fold the material. But could you imagine, remember that little stubby machine that guy had when we went and bought that 111? It was like, instead of making a long arm, he made like a half machine. I've seen several of those since then.
Yeah, I see that one black one on Marketplace constantly.
I don't know what it's beautiful though, isn't it?
That one's weird.
I just don't know what they made it for.
Cool just to have that one set up. There's belts.
There's just not enough room on Grandma's coffee table for a full machine. Well, we're going to use that 205 just for some belts and leather stuff. I just am doing these, like we don't do all this shit on production bags. We would just come up here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, zigzag over 1, 2, 3, 4, and then travel. We don't even put a box X on a lot of things. I just do this on the stuff I sew and the limited pieces and stuff, and I'm just measuring them to make sure they're the same. A guy who buys this bag isn't buying it straight off the website at any given time. He is literally knows that he wants this bag. There's only one of them. And guys like that are meticulous. They will literally measure to see if they're the same size or not. So that's why I do it. Just make it all consistent. Are you being summoned?
No. Not yet, at least.
So here we are. I'm a ½ inch past my center line, this pink line that you guys probably cannot see. And then to bring this in here, these are type 13. This is the webbing used in parachutes and stuff like that. It is a life support rated material, comes with certifications and everything. I'm going to come, because it's so thick, it will just make a massive step right there. That webbing there folded in half is, well, I can't see it. It's ½ centimeter at least. I'm going to just come across here like this, also ½ inch, and I'm just going to tie right into it, and then I'll catch it coming back the other direction. Now this, all we're going to do here is duplicate what we just did on the other side. It'll be mirrored. It's kicking that thing all over the place. I have that piece of webbing in hand, so I know it's not underneath. That's why I keep pulling it out of there so I don't end up sewing through it. Now when you're doing this, if you build something like this and you have these handles, I would recommend not starting here and coming up, because as you sew down, you might get some shrinkage and it'll kind of kick that. I would recommend anchoring this whole piece and starting where I'm at right now, sewing across and then coming up. That way it makes it even there. You don't see any shift. I'll do it on the next one so you can see what I'm talking about if you're not tracking. So if you zoom in right here, you can see the grains in this webbing, and I'm here, but as I come up, I don't know if it's blocking you or not, but it shifted. It actually shrunk up by about a half a grain between this edge, should be here. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're not following, what I'm saying is, well, let's be real. If you don't know what I'm saying, you're not ever going to get it. You're probably not built for this. All right, so let's make sure there's no twist in this thing before Cody tells me there's a twist in this. All right, here's the pink line right here. We have sewn past here about a half an inch. I'm going to come this direction. And what I'm saying is, when you start setting this, tack it across the whole webbing, then travel up and travel back down. If you want a bag like this, I have chocolate chip Cordura. If you specifically want a bag out of X-Pack, I only have chocolate chip. hit me up. You can get to me through DM, probably is the most direct on Instagram. And just let me know what you want. We'll discuss that build out. If you want it on video, we can, do that too. If you want it on a live video, we could do that. Randall starts off every week. He's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to buy all my extra toothpaste this week. I don't know if John's got enough videos. And Randall, like, he's got a toothpaste fetish. He collects like all these Pokemon and Hello Kitty, and every time he brushes his teeth, which is like 4 times, 5 times a day, he uses a different toothpaste. It's very odd.
And toothbrush. And I'll end it with one that sings a full song.
What do you actually use for a toothbrush?
Whatever Hannah buys me every couple months.
So I've been using these Oral-B toothbrushes, these robot toothbrushes. Sherman gave me one years ago, and Amanda bought me Sherman actually sent me another newer version. It came with a cool little green glass, and the glass is the charger. It's pretty neat. And then I just changed the heads out, And they always say you're supposed to use like super soft bristles because harder bristles fuck your gums up, which is weird. Why do they still make the other ones if they're not good for you?
I don't know.
But I have that. And then I saw Heavy D had some toothbrush they were loving and talking about and shit.
What?
Maybe, but I bought one and it was badass too. That's a really good toothbrush too. They were using it to show that they were using it like in a parts cleaner and it was taking paint and shit off. It was pretty legit. But that was cool too.
I water pick every day though.
Did your teeth bleed when you started doing that?
The first probably a couple of times. I've been doing it for so many years though. But yeah, I remember as a kid when I first started it was.
Now, do you when you water pick, you want to use like hydrogen peroxide first or something?
I use 1 to 10 hydrogen peroxide.
Because it kills all the bacteria. Because if you don't, you're pushing the bacteria from your teeth and shit into your bloodstream. There was some videos going around maybe a decade ago, and they were talking about it was this lady talking about poop transplants, right? Fecal transplants, and they were talking about how children actually there's a bacteria in your saliva and your gut and shit. If you're obese and you feed or eat off the same food with a little child, that actually gets in the kid, and the kid craves the same junk that you eat, and then the kid gets fat. And they were talking about that lady runner, like she had some disease and almost it was killing her, and they couldn't fix her, and she ended up doing a fecal transplant from, I thought it was like her sister, and it like healed her or something. You don't know what I'm talking about?
But I mean, I've heard of people doing that just from like bacteria, like it changes their gut biome and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But now I water pick every night, and then for some reason I can't use electric like toothbrushes. I don't like them.
How about your wife, or have you forbade it? It doesn't
No,
exist.
she doesn't like them either. I don't know what she buys.
What do you use for toothpaste? I know I just made up that big story.
Well, she buys some certain brand. I don't know. She's like, it doesn't have this and this and this.
Yeah, and it has no, what's that shit they put in the water supply?
Fluoride.
Fluoride, no fluoride. Yeah, we use one that looks healthy, so it's probably not,
Yeah, I don't know where she found this one.
Like the plain wrap Trader Joe's, then you find out that most of it's actually poisons and garbages.
But I always get the one she always tells me to, and then I always get like a different one that I'm like, well, this one's probably the most dangerous. I'll take one of those too.
This one will definitely, you can only have it in your mouth for 30 seconds or it
Burn
fucking
your
burns
face.
your, yeah.
Yeah, I get one of those too, and I switch in and out.
Ooh. It sliced my hand open. Am I bleeding on this? Not yet.
And that's so weird. I've got a dental camera. It goes in my mouth, and I can look around the back of my teeth, and if I see any kind of discoloration, I have this little scraper, a metal scraper that I up and down on each one of them.
You should take one. I have a bunch of dental chairs. That would look great in your living room.
It would take up my whole living room.
You could play like a dental hygienist. That could be your OnlyFans thing.
It's pretty funny when I met Hannah. She was like, "You floss every day, all the time?" I was like, "Yeah, like 3 or 4 times a day." And I brush like 2 or 3 times a day, and then I water pick every day. She
Was
like,
that your first date? Went to the dentist?
First couple times. And I was like, "You need to get your glasses. You need to go to the dentist. You need to be a grown up."
All right. Can you do this here? You got enough light? Okay.
Do you have enough light?
Yeah. Send me a message, Cody. Remind me to order Band-Aids. I don't have any out here. I just need to put a box of them somewhere.
Scooby-Doo Band-Aids.
No, just plain ass Band-Aids.
Scooby-Doo Band-Aids.
I just wear Band-Aids like to keep me off of the product.
Yeah.
Keep my goo inside.
Keep the goo. So people don't get my DNA and try to clone me.
Yep, and then hit you up for all kinds of child support.
I try to get cloned, so like sooner or later they can transfer my brain into the other clone, and this one goes bad.
What if the brain goes bad?
It doesn't.
His brain's already gone bad.
My brain has an anti-bad on it. I froze myself with it.
And a piece removed and cloned.
I did it all through here yesterday too.
Do you run YouTube videos? Do you watch YouTube videos a bit?
Yeah.
I keep getting these commercials, and it's like high school superhero. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm really a vampire, but they don't know I'm a vampire. I don't have any powers, and now I've been chosen for the first squad. Yeah, and then I heard one yesterday. It ran the commercial, and I was fucking doing. I didn't have my phone right next to me, and it's a female werewolf, but she's not an alpha, and she's the slave, and the other alpha wolf comes in and abuses her and beats her up and shit. And
No, mine's all bodybuilding advertising.
and it runs for, it's like 20 fucking minutes. It fucking plays this story. If you want to hear the rest, get this app downloaded. You don't know what I'm talking about?
You got the app on your phone. I got to hear the story.
Like they give you, like you're pretty invested in it. All right, let's build these end caps. You could definitely fancy this up and do all kinds of shit. You could put a zipper pocket here for, wallet keys. You could, do whatever. You could even stack and put another pocket on the end. This bag's already pretty good size as it is. So those are the handles we did not use. We need these right here. And I did not grab hardware. Yeah, it's here. I love having this stuff in here in these. I am very, very. I didn't bring the piece that attaches to. Here they are. You can expensify these projects as much as you want. You could put cobra buckles. They have all kinds of cool little eyelets that are twisted, and then a metal shackle. You could use bolt snaps, which is what's on the dog leash. You could throw it across the room.
I carve all mine out of squirrel bones.
Yeah, I use human bone for mine.
I use teeth only. Just teeth.
Somebody asked that on one of the questions on the membership. I know you, do you collect anything? I know you collect human teeth. Is there something whenever you buy it, you always, whenever you see it, you buy it on site? I'm like, yes, I do. I have a kill on site list and I have a buy on site list. I had to think about it. I'm like, yeah, I used to buy globes, like anytime I'd see a globe. But now I have so many globes that I have like,
You can't look at a globe. You can't see it.
they're all duplicates. Like, so can they see the roof in here?
A little bit, yeah.
So you see how it pitches up and it's got two angles there? So if we had a channel running all the way across here 60 feet, I have that upstairs. My upstairs, actually the upstairs is 65 feet, isn't it? 30, no, it's bigger. It's 30, 60, 90, 120. I have 120 feet span. 120 feet? Yeah, it's 120 feet, I think, of globes suspended from the roof all the way across. I have two.
But they're this high.
Yeah.
They're over my head. I can walk through there.
Every time I walk through there, I hit on it.
I did put those shelves between the beams
Yeah.
and put all that shit there. And if I come to the center, because that's the high point of the roof, right? If I come to the center, I'm fine. But every now and then I'll move through there really quick in a hurry, and I'll knock the shit out of myself.
I still hit the staircase from time to time.
Reed was there at one of the parties, and he came tearing out of my office and didn't go to the center. And dude, it rang so hard, you heard it, bong, downstairs. You heard it. I'm like, oh my god, like, is he alive? Let's go see if he's alive. Are you all right? He is a little vampire. He is. I like that kid. He's not a kid no more.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, I've heard from him quite a bit lately, actually.
Reed, if you're watching this, blink twice.
If you're being held hostage. Where do I want this at? I'm gonna come down. Off
Never
the-
tell if Reed was 45 or 14.
He's loving it, man. He's in Wyoming, working for a really big gun company, like sporting goods store, but like high end, like hunting and stuff. Like they sent him. He was out here for the Safari Club show. He was in Nashville for the show. I've cut one of the fibers in this, one of the strands. That's what I'm talking about right there. See how much that just shrank? See how much? Because this webbing is softer than that other stuff. I started here, and in traveling up, it has shrunk over a ½ inch. See that?
Oh, the gap.
So I'm actually going to take this off. You could totally sew it in and just trim it and make that little, they wouldn't really know. I'm going to go ahead and separate and then sew from the bottom.
I do. I keep 3 of them on me at all times, just in case John needs it.
I see all these guys doing stuff on Instagram and shit, and they all have cool aprons and shit. I thought maybe I'd buy an apron that holds all my tools. Make a what?
Make a leather one.
Yeah. They're just so fucking heavy. Lambskin. Pig skin is very supple. You could totally do lamb hide. You could do other things.
Have Brando lotion it twice a week.
We could have, hey, cut me another piece of this. Exactly like that. We could have,
Normal size, yeah.
I don't know about normal size, just duplicate that. We'll start from the bottom here. We could have Brandon tattoo it. Actually, that's what we should do. We should do some, can Brandon tattoo just leather?
I think so.
We should do some cool tattoos on some shit. And
I think he can. I know he's done some shoes before.
yeah, Angie actually said that the other day. I saw that.
I'm making a
He-
toothbrush
he-
holder for it.
Is he?
It's like
So he didn't tell
me
me.
a toothbrush.
He didn't tell me. He said, "Hey, I made some more knives," and I looked and I go, "Those look like prison shanks." He didn't call them prison shanks, though. I didn't want to be like, "Bro,
No, I said make me one.
we can clean that up."
That looks like a prison shank, but make sure the handle is like a Colgate toothbrush.
Got it. All right. So I'm gonna travel on up here. I've got it set. I want this to be here, but I want off the edge about 1.5 inches so I can sew it into the seam simply. But I'm gonna come in right there's where I hit double, where I'm in both pieces now. Now it's tacked. I'm gonna go ahead and measure back from the edge of the material here. I'm gonna allow myself 1 inch right there. So that'll give us plenty. We're sewn in to both layers, but it gives me plenty to fold back and put this together. And the reason I'm doing that is I want this to be higher. So when you go to grab the shoulder strap, it's not flipped back. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna do the next other one to match. We'll do it 5. So it still shrank a little bit. I don't know if you saw that where it curled up on the edge, but once we sew it down, it lays flat. There's the inside. There's the outside. Now we just have to do the same thing again. And we'll cap them. By cap them, I mean put the end caps on. Now you could take this webbing here and just stitch it with slots in it so you can put carabiners or keychains, whatever, on that end piece. You could also take this and put some tubular webbing on here and daisy chain it. They also make flat webbing that's like, it looks like tubular webbing, but it's flat, it's not hollow. And it has scallops in it. It cuts in for making daisy chains. You see that on a lot of outdoor and mountaineering kind of gear. You can buy that also. They might. I don't know that I don't think I own any Mystery Ranch stuff that has that. I know I don't think Gregory had it either. But I had some packs that did have that.
Yeah, it might have been like a 1/2 inch tubular, like you're saying. It might not have been cut in like that.
just for lashing gear on. I really like beaver tails on backpacks. Okay, we said we're gonna go 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Split another thread here. Man, I cannot get the hole there. There we go. That's what she said. What are you gonna do this weekend, Cody?
Dinner tonight, kayak fishing tomorrow.
She has kayaks?
No.
Oh, you mean you're using my kayaks?
I am.
Which ones are you gonna take?
Whichever ones are not the heaviest ones.
Well, the best ones are the heaviest ones, buddy.
No, I'm gonna take, so out of those 3 Jacksons, I'm gonna take the 2 that don't have the pedal assembly because they weigh like 80 pounds less.
Yeah, that pedal assembly's heavy. That pedal drive on there. I don't really care for it. I think that I'm much faster not pedaling.
But it doesn't.
Hobie's got a drive that's different that's supposed to be good.
I don't know if you've seen it or not. They make an electric motor that goes on there.
So they do, but if you have an electric motor, don't you have to have numbers on the hull?
So you have to have it registered.
Which means you got to have all the other bullshit that goes with it.
Just registration.
Okay. What's that cost?
I don't know.
That's an electric motor, you got to have that?
Anything that's not self-propelled,
What a fucking scam.
whether it's electric or gas, up to, it has to be registered, and then depending on how much power it makes is whether you have to have a license or not. Anything under 7 horsepower, you don't need a license.
Man, 10 years ago,
If you're old enough, you wouldn't have to have a license anyways, because your grandfather didn't.
because I'm a grandfather, 10 years ago, well, more than that, probably, the fishing groups, the kayak fishing groups and stuff, guys would they'd make like this outrigger thing, right? So you'd have your motor on one side, and then it comes across poles, and your battery would sit in a box over here.
Yeah. They've got some now that are just a drop-in unit.
Dude, they've got some,
Super nice.
like in the turbine, like the propellers are in tubes, so it's like a jet.
Yep.
And then they've got all this track lock. It's like a fucking Toyota Tacoma. Like these kayaks, man, you can bolt 100 pounds of shit on these things.
Full electronics on them, fish finders,
Yeah.
life scopes, all
Some of them are like, they've got some, I think Polaris. Polaris does make a fishing Sea-Doo
yeah,
that's pretty badass.
an offshore one.
But somebody's got, they've got a kayak that's got like little drives inside it. Like, it's pretty neat.
I've seen them put outriggers on them too.
And then you got to buy a special trailer. You can do your trailer out. That's what we were really looking at, like at the Overland Expos and stuff. Just the cool trailers. You can put 2 kayaks here and 1 on top, or you can take it and put 2 motorcycles in there, or put 3 mountain bikes. And then they put a rooftop tent.
Taking a fucking trailer.
Huh?
You got a trailer.
Well, if you're taking a kayak, you're taking a trailer anyways. You ain't hauling. I promise you, you're not taking those kayaks in your truck. No way. You know they're like 12 feet long. You got to take the trailer.
Go down and pick it up and strap it in.
Last time I was strapping in.
Yeah, you got to take the trailer.
I'm not driving 3 hours.
Good thing for you, there's 2 trailers. I think I'm taking one this weekend.
Where are you going this weekend?
I'm not sure. Apparently, I'm going to buy a mixer.
Maybe not.
No?
Maybe not.
Why?
Well, I'm gonna go pull that one out of the closet.
Do you know where it is?
Nope, I'll find it.
I think that's a small mixer. I really think that, like, if she's going to do that, I don't know. We'll let her make some batches first. But if she's going to make big batches of that shit, dude, we can get a real fucking Hobart mixer and just put it in, like we talked about, right? Put it in there and then put a jack under the floor right there where that weight is. So. I'm looking for more of that shelving. I have found pieces here and there. There was a dude in Memphis that had like a bunch of it. Man, you hear everything in here now. Like all that bass you just heard. Mm-hmm. When the trees were there, you didn't hear any of that shit. All right, so we're gonna tack the top and the bottom. So whatever shift we get, it's equal on both sides. If you tacked it in quarters, it wouldn't matter what shift you get. It would all be the same. You wouldn't see it. So we'll tack that in. And now we will just sew both sides from the top. So any shift will be equal little pleats at the bottom. Right?
Right?
That's how Brandel told me to do it.
That's how I learned.
Have you been doing your own Tactical Sew Class 101?
Mm-hmm.
Could we do that? I don't think we have enough big enough audience for it. I don't think I have the curriculum for it. Not like doing a tattoo.
I mean, you can do it. It's just getting people to actually do it.
I just think the content would be the same over and over.
It's more so. Oh, you're talking about a video of it?
Like you guys did with tattoo, like Brandon doing Tattoo 101.
In person is a lot different. It's like when you're.
No, I mean how he was doing the videos every week.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just breaking the long stuff into specifics. Being like, today we're just going to talk about thread.
Well, the truth is, I don't know. I like
truth is nobody
anything I taught them about thread. What I know about thread, we could put in probably a 2-minute short, right? Mm-hmm. So for me to get 30 minutes out of thread, it's just going to be me fucking reading lines off the internet.
And that's what.
We'd be better off just going to some thread manufacturers and doing interviews with them. Tell me why your thread is the best.
We need to make a video where we take one of these cones and we attach it out here at the mailbox area and then drive.
It's 4 miles.
See how far it is.
We know how far it is. It's 4 miles. We've done that. Not intentionally. We picked up a sewing machine from a house up the road and we drove back, and then there was thread all the way up the drive. So we start tracking it, and it went all the way back to the edge of her street because she was going to jail for a while. So we took, her machine and put it in the old shop. And when we went back, that was like 2 miles and 2.5 miles. But when we Googled it up, look up how much threads on an average 1 pound cone of 70 techs. I think it was like 4 miles, 3.34 miles, 3 and 7 3/4. 3 and 7 3/4. I don't know why they don't just make, so if you're using like Google, right? You just use the normal Google search engine and look some shit.
5,800 to 6,000 yards.
How much?
5,800 to 6,000 yards.
Now convert that to miles. When you're using Google and you ask a question, it gives you some answers. When you click the AI button, Gives you a completely different set of answers. Like, why don't they just make the Google AI the search engine? Huh?
3.4.
3.4 miles, 3.5 miles. There you go. Where are we at on the embroidery machine? What are we waiting? I saw that
I do not know.
a new screen came in. Did she buy a whole new fucking screen for that thing?
I do not know.
So we close enough now. We can just sew it from this direction and make the pleats even. Where are you going to kayak?
Probably down here.
Can she swim?
No.
She cannot swim.
No, she cannot swim.
At all?
She's like, I don't know how to swim, but I do
how
a
does
lot of
that
stuff
even-
where I should probably know how to swim.
How does
There's-
that even happen? How do you not know how to
Has she ever been out kayaking?
I don't know.
Because sometimes things happen in the kayak.
Sometimes. Life jackets.
Do you know where the life jackets are?
I know where there's at least one for sure.
Okay. All right, there's that. Let's go ahead and zip this all the way around. Let's just catch it from this side. We'll zip this one more time, double stitch it, then we'll edge tape it at some point. Did you pull all the thread out of my machine while I was gone?
I did it, yeah. Changed your tone color, I changed everything. Finally oiled this machine.
What am I doing? Why is this not picking up here? That was weird. Let's go ahead and edge this while we have this here, rather than fighting it all once it's together. This is called a binder or edge tape attachment. I burn the edge. You really don't have to because it's going to conceal it as long as you have your tape on even. This is 1-inch tape. This is a 1-inch binder. A lot of the camo tapes you find will say 1 inch, but when you measure them, they're actually not. They're, I think, like 25 millimeters or something. They're just a little bit wider, so they don't work in the edge taper very well. you actually need a 25 millimeter binder for those. I was just doing some wallets. I have a bunch of multicam black edge tape. Worst fucking edge tape I've ever worked with is the multicam and multicam black. Comes from MMI. Awesome company, but the fucking consistency of the edge tape is always very different. It was such a mess trying to put it on. I finally just after messing with it literally for 20 minutes, I set up 2 other binders, went through all of it. I just took it and creased it and just put it on by hand, and it goes perfect. So just so you know, for the first 4 or 5 years I was sewing, I didn't even know there was a binder attachment that existed. I have equipment that I moved here with where the tables are completely rounded off from creasing edge tape. I have gym equipment. I have a Nautilus piece of gym equipment. From creasing it so much, it's rounded the metal on the corner over the years. So you don't have to have this. It definitely aids in especially straight stuff. The key when you're edging is just look at everything as, you know, several inches at a time instead of the bigger piece, and just readjust as you're going. Have needle down and then adjust and turn the work, or feed it, you know, in. And if it's not laying straight or working how you want, chances are you just need to add a little drag on the back. Just apply some pressure to the tape as it's going in. And if you're doing it and it's just not working, and it's, you know, middle of the night, 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, just call Brandel, ask him what's going on. Hey, did you see that? I think it was a covert pack I sent you a screenshot of this morning.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Can we build that? I don't know why we have not.
Not right this second.
Okay, we're waiting on something.
Yeah.
That explains it. I've got a kid. He came on the live the other day asking about his order. And I was like, sure, you want me to build it? Send me another $200. I'll do it right now. I'll stop what I'm doing. And he's like, well, I'll ask my parents. They don't have a lot of money. I'll see. I'm like, how old are you? So he says he's 12. Anyways, he's waiting on he's doing the Resident Evil stuff. He's waiting on an OD, I think it's OD Black spent mag. Can we run those?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the pack waiting on? Woodland?
Yeah. I had a multicam black in my head. So yes, we do need to
Okay, so I'm past here where I need to be, right? I'm already an inch past. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this another inch. You can do it whatever you want, but the reason I'm doing this is I just tuck mine under, and you can cut it at an angle and that'll work too. You can just leave it raw even, not raw, but well, raw edge, but seared. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pass that. That's where the end of the other piece is. And now it's nice and clean, right? And we're not using the edge tape to hold the bag together. It does put another line in there, but we're just covering the edge there, anything that might fray. That's usually what the edge tape's for. There are companies out there, I see guys in China and stuff, and we've seen, you know, bags. When you cut them apart, that is the only thing holding it together. Like I can't hold all that shit and get it to edge tape, but there's some skilled labor in China somewhere that they do that. You see it on videos and stuff. For me, it'd be way faster to fucking sew it already and then edge tape it. But they do. There are companies out there making gear. Not, I don't think tactical gear really, but sport bags and promo bags and shit like that do that.
You need to make a list of all the weird things you see people doing, and then try to build it with it.
I couldn't
Only
do
doing those
it.
things.
I would be, for me to do that and do it all in one pass by sewing it together with the edge taper, dude, we'd be twice as fast just fucking pre-sewing it. All right, here we go. Let's tack this in here. I think there's something in here I'm allergic to. It's just Tennessee. There is a little pucker there. A little pleat, I should say. So this from the other side. Be a little less fight probably. AC takes the air from inside the room, cools it down, recirculates the same air, right? There's no introduction of air from outside to the inside.
Yeah, that one, no.
So if somebody was smoking outside, you would not smell it in here.
Correct.
If I had steel plate and a welder, I could just write my name in weld on the steel plate, right? So we could take all those black pipe bars down, send them to Tad, and have him put combat cocks on there every 6 inches.
Yeah. That'd be right.
He's gonna love it. All right, where did I put that edge taper? Here we go. Let's look at this. Do we have anything we want to trim so that we're well into the, do we have any single edge here? It's gonna keep that edge tape from going in there perfectly. That's it. Let's trim this in a little bit. See how they're stuck? I always have to pull them off. There's no consistency in them either. I bought a few new ones off Amazon, and my fingers fit in those ones. Okay, where did I cut that? How close are we to the edge? No, our lines are all still pretty good. Let's go, let's bring one more line just a little bit closer in on this. Looks a little different from this edge. Back seemed a little difficult, huh?
This is?
Yeah.
Just because the X track?
Weight, maybe? I don't know. What's our time on this? What's your video roll?
I don't know. They're all broken up. I bet 2 hours.
You think so?
Yeah.
We need a timer.
hit before you right when you start.
Yeah, just like that big, where's that clock at? A big ass blue clock, that's awesome. But if it ran, you know, just timer. I think it does, actually. I think that will. What, Cody? Yeah, I used to see those. You know, I've not seen one of those in a very long time. I saw a lot of them in Kentucky at the antique stores. A lot of old military film stuff and gauges and stuff like that. There's some cool military clocks, but you have to wind them up. They're not like plug-in, you know, but they're gauges, instrumentation. They're really neat. But I'll never wind that thing up. How do we want to move that Durkhoff Adler, the big one? Okay, move them separate, so we don't have to move the motor, right? Well, it's got a servo on there, right?
It would be easier to just pick the head up.
Okay. Okay, I want to source a new motor stand for that. I'd like to get a new motor stand for that Landis. Most of that requires phone calls. It's weird, the things that we consider difficult nowadays, like making phone calls during business hours. Email, you just send it, and when you wake up, there's an answer. Yeah, it looked like it was going to storm when I went out there earlier. It, in fact, is very much raining. Will you hear that rain on the mics?
A little bit, not much.
I guess I'm not mowing this weekend any. I bet I still can. That back, did you hear me mowing Saturday or Sunday? I mowed some in the backfield back there. That grass was so tall the sheep can't even keep up with it. That is a nice looking bag. That's my bag, baby. It literally says right here, this is my bag, baby. Take some fancy pictures. Let me build a shoulder strap. I want to stencil it. Man, stenciling is so much work. I want to put in here like 24-inch duffel bag, one each. I think that looks super cool. Now is definitely not the time to do it. We should have done it when it was flat, but let's go ahead and cut these zippers off of here. Be very cognizant when you're doing this not to catch the material, because you will slice it also. And we will tie these on, and this bag is done. Did you stuff this?
Yeah.
You put something in here? It's still pretty stiff, even without it. I'm gonna do a real quick, short live video on Patreon and let our Patreon guys know that this is available. And if you're watching this on full build, when will this probably go up?
Probably by Sunday.
Sunday. By the time you see this, I'm sure this will be gone. If you would like to have one of your own, any color, however you want it, it can be whatever. There is a custom order option on the 24-inch round duffel page on SOEtacticalgear.com, and you can get, for the most part, don't go on there and order X-Pack. I'm not doing that. Don't order a bunch of weird stuff that you know or haven't really seen or know we have very limited on. But you can get the majority of things made. And when you order custom, we give you priority on that. That gets cut almost right away and built and shipped, you know, within a few days typically. But this one will already be gone. I'm sure somebody off Patreon will take this.